Hello and welcome to week 2 of our centering practice focused on the work of Howard Thurman. As we begin, a few reminders. This is a safe space. There is no right or wrong, just grace and the space and opportunity to learn and grow. If you are new to the practice of silence and embodied prayer, please know that it can be challenging to still the mind. It is perfectly natural to feel challenged. Focus on your breathing and embrace the journey. Also, I understand the challenge of centering practice online on Zoom, and I would invite you, if it might feel more comfortable, for you to turn off your camera for the practice. I'll share a brief reading, as we did last week, from the chapter that highlights the theme for our practice tonight. We'll spend a few minutes doing breathing and a body check-in, and finally seal our practice with 3 minutes of silence. So, let's begin. From page 3 of Howard Thurman's seminal work, Jesus and the Disinherited. The masses of men live with their backs against the wall. They are the poor, the disinherited, the dispossessed. What does our religion say to them? And continuing on page 11, Jesus' message focused on the urgency of a radical change in the inner attitude of the people. He recognized fully that out of the heart are the issues of life, and that no external force, however great and overwhelming, can at long last destroy a people if it does not first win victory of the spirit against them. Jesus came back to the inner life of the individual. With increasing insight and startling accuracy, he placed his finger on the inward center as the crucial arena where the issues would determine the destiny of his people. So as we begin our centering practice, I will invite you to find a comfortable seat. Spread your feet hip width apart. Engage the soles of your feet with the floor beneath you. And just begin to connect with your breath. Notice the breath. Attend to its rhythm and pace. On your own time, deepen your breath. Deepen your breathing. Inhale and exhale. If it's comfortable for you at this time, I'd invite you to close your eyes or find a soft focus, soft focal point, a point in which you can focus and just give a soft gaze, a soft, comfortable, and relaxed gaze. Or if you have chosen to do so, maybe your camera is already off. Find a comfortable position for your hands, maybe resting gently on the tops of your thighs. And just breathe. as you're able, engage your core. And so this is not core exercise work, right? This is just engagement with your life center, with your core. So gently support it with the back, with your spine. Just gently support it. Just a soft lift. And breathe. As able, lengthen your spine. So sit up just a little bit taller. And as we find this position, I'd invite you to circle your head. Join me in rotating your head, circles of the neck, right and left. And so we'll drop the chin down and just go around. If you started on the left, that's cool. If you started on the right, that's cool too. And around to the other side. Just gently. And when you arrive back at the center, just gently lift up. Maybe rotate your shoulders, twice going back and twice going forward. And land. And remember that powerfully seated stance that we did last week. So this is a soft, engaged core, long and strong spine, powerfully seated posture. Bring your shoulders to your ears and hold it for a minute. You can just tense everything in your body for a second. That might mean even your fingers, your hands are balled up into a fist. And then you let it all go and let the shoulders float back down. Nice and easy. Return to that powerfully seated posture. As you land, find rest in the silence. Center down. We'll remember that term from last week, where Thurman instructs us to find the quiet space by looking inward. By quieting the noise, distractions, and negative thoughts with your mind's eye, he says, see yourself. And draw power, purpose, and direction from the place of that stillness. Center down. Just breathe. Tonight's reading posed the question, what does our religion say to the masses of people who live with their backs against the wall? And I'd like to use this space to explore that feeling. So if you haven't already, wherever you are, close your eyes if it's helpful for you. And let's connect with that phrase. The masses of people live with their backs against the wall. Maybe say it to yourself in the quiet of your mind or aloud. The masses of people live with their backs against the wall. How might we enter into this space, connect more deeply with this feeling? I'd invite you to personalize this term for your personal situation. So if you cannot, for some reason, imagine yourself with your back against the wall, I'd ask you to find your place at the wall in solidarity with those who are suffering. Imagine your back against the wall. What brings you there? Frustration about the pandemic, the state of disunion we feel over our government, racism. Is it racism and our many and somewhat seemingly unfulfilled attempts at reconciliation? Does that bring you to the wall? Is it systemic injustice, financial hardship, your family or relationships? Is it all of the above? If able, maybe push back in whatever seating arrangement you're in and feel, maybe press into the feeling of your back against a wall. Gently press your shoulders back as if there is a physical presence pushing you back. Use your mind's eye to imagine yourself pushed to your limit. Press into this feeling of vulnerability. Press into this immovable, unmovable wall. What if there is nowhere else to go? And you are unable to move. Situations and circumstances have left you powerless. Take yourself to that place. Connect, if you can, with a hardship you have known. Take your place at the wall. Perhaps what brings you here is a hardship, something was unfair, or you felt powerless to change a circumstance. Maybe imagine someone or something physically holding you back. Be frustrated. Be angry about it. Sitting like this might even connect you with a feeling of exhaustion. And if that happens, I'd invite you to explore that as well. Just breathe here. Be here now. If it's frustration, exhaustion, powerlessness, vulnerability, be here now. Check in with yourself. How do you feel? What words or emotions have arisen for you? Are you frustrated or sad? Are you scared? As uncomfortable as this may be, stay here for a moment and explore the experience. Because Thurman tells us that this is where a sense of creative survival kicks in, I want you to remember this space as a place of strength. It is here that we can be fortified with the strength to confront and conquer the demons of fear, hypocrisy, insecurity, hatred, and injustice of all kinds. This is a space of creative survival. It is from this place that arises the will and resilience to endure, to survive. A strength of spirit is being forged and formed, cultivated. It is here that an opportunity for radical change occurs. This is the critical arena. This is where the battle is won or lost. Breathe into that. Here we cultivate hope and creatively imagine the next step, the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year, the future that God inhabits. God is with us. And so, embodied by this truth and with the God who stands with you, relax. Relax your physical body from the work of imagining and sit a while right here. And just center down. The kingdom of God is within us. The inner work belongs to us. And it is here that we meet Jesus. The next sound you hear will be a series of chimes to let you know our time of silence has begun. You can use that time to just relax and be, to rest in your belovedness as a child of God, to continue the practice of centering down, connecting and reconnecting with your breath. You'll hear those chimes. The silence will begin, and those same chimes will invite you to return. As you're able, I'd invite you to slowly return. Maybe connect again with the breath. Remind yourself of your belovedness and slowly open your eyes. Maybe enjoy a nice exhale. Thank you for joining us in this practice. Thurman's work of exploring the inward journey, this inner awareness, is deeply powerful and important for the work that we're doing towards reconciliation. And I thank you for joining us tonight.